Hi, I'm Kat and I'm currently training to be a Church of England vicar. As part of my training, I'm going to be spending the next 2 weeks with the Reconciliation Ministry team at Coventry Cathedral. Today, a couple of the fantastic interns who are part of the Reconciliation Ministry team gave me a tour around the cathedral buildings. It's fantastic how much symbolism is just packed into these buildings, but also really challenging. I'm currently stood between the old cathedral and the new cathedral. In the windows behind me you can see through to the new cathedral, but you can also see the reflection of the old cathedral. Today I found out some more about the different strands of work within the Reconciliation Ministry team. Firstly, I found out about the facilitation work, enabling dialogue and mediation where there's been conflict in churches and other organisations. And secondly, I found out some more about the ever-developing community of the Cross of Nails, which connects educational institutions, churches, charities and other organisations across the globe for the purposes of reconciliation and peace building. Morning, it's the weekend, so I'm off to see a good friend and then up to Lancashire for our latest godson's baptism. See you Monday. Today I've been spending time with staff and volunteers at the cathedral. Reconciliation is a focus for prayer and worship here. Members of the community of the Cross of Nails are prayed for each morning and evening, and the Litany of Reconciliation is said every day at 12 noon. Today I've been off-site for a Developing Women in Leadership study day for people from across the Diocese of Coventry. We've been thinking especially about particularity, about our distinctiveness and our diversity, and the way that that interacts with theology and with worship. We've also been thinking about narrative and the way that we can't really do theology at all without the embodied narrative of the Incarnation. I think these two ideas, the idea of the universal love of God being communicated to and through particular people, and the idea of the story of God being revealed and shared through our individual story, are really important for ministry and really interesting, especially when we're thinking about reconciliation. Today I've spent some time in the Priory Gardens, the site of the very first cathedral in Coventry, built over 900 years ago. That cathedral was also the Priory Church for a community of Benedictine monks who were here for over 400 years. This afternoon I popped over to St Clair's, which is a new church community, meeting in the old cathedral gift shop, who've been going less than a year. It's really interesting and also inspiring to think about how people in this area, on this site, have been working out and sharing what it means to be reconciled with God through Christ throughout the centuries, and also taking on board what it means to be given the ministry of reconciliation. Today I ventured down to London. This morning I visited St Ethelburga's on Bishopsgate, a church with a story not dissimilar from that of Coventry Cathedral. Its building was destroyed by a bomb detonated by the IRA in 1993, but it has now been rebuilt as a centre for reconciliation and peace. They lead some amazing work from there, including encouraging Londoners and refugees to build friendships, raising up interfaith leaders, inspiring Christian leaders to make their churches centres for peace, and equipping people to think about reconciliation with the planet. This afternoon I went down to Lambeth Palace and met a few of the members of the Archbishop's Reconciliation Ministry team. I especially found out about their work training women across the Anglican Communion to be leaders in reconciliation. Today I joined the Reconciliation Ministry team for one of their team meetings, which was a great way to find out even more about some of their strands of work. These include the Together for Hope initiative, which is a new network of reconcilers of other faiths and no faith. I also found out more about the Associates programme, which draws together businesses and other organisations across Coventry to explore together what it really means to be a city of peace and reconciliation. Yesterday I had a good day off exploring more of Coventry with my friend Claire, and then today I've been to 2 different church services. The first was the annual open air joint service between Holy Trinity and the Cathedral, and the second was a more informal, really friendly service down at St Clair's, followed by a lunch getting to know some of the community there. Today I've been sat in on part of a Bible College's Master's course, 2 days of which I'll be delivered here at St Michael's House, the home of the Reconciliation Ministry team. They deliver loads of training from here and also use it as a space for dialogue and facilitated conversations. These include the Coventry conversations, which the team run periodically, which are always on a topic that is frequently associated with controversy and conflict, and the team open up a different way of having a conversation on that topic. Today is my last full day here in Coventry, and I've been able to share once again in the learning of the Bible College, doing part of a module here. I'm so grateful for the 2 weeks I've been able to spend here. It's inspired me, it's challenged me, it's encouraged me. I think I'm going away trying to get my head around what it might mean to think of the whole mission of God as reconciliation. I'm trying to think about creative ways that I might build a discipline of lament into my spiritual life and into my future ministry. I'm encouraged to try and move towards conflict instead of running in the opposite direction. And I also, I'm going away knowing that neutrality and silence can actually entrench conflict rather than being something that helps us to resolve it. I'm so thankful for the welcome, the hospitality, the kindness and the openness of everybody here and other places that I've visited. And I'm now a wholehearted advocate that everybody should come to Coventry and experience their story of reconciliation for themselves. It will certainly stay with me, and I pray that I might draw on its wealth in my future life and ministry.